Hello, this is Tim Law with Plan It Forward Coaching, always encouraging your self-reliance. If you develop a good work ethic, chase that work ethic with a good marketable skill, always go the extra mile. Develop some people in communication skills, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish in this country. A big thank you to over 530 people that have subscribed to this channel, Plan It Forward Coaching. If you haven't already, please do so. I'd super appreciate it. I have a guy here who, ironically, when I first met him the other day, told him I know his dad longer than he has, and his name is Jimmy Kohr III, an outstanding lacrosse player, and his dad is like a legend in the area here as far as tennis is concerned. So Jimmy, welcome, and tell us a little bit about your story, how you got started with lacrosse, and take it from there.
Thank you. Thank you. So as Mr. Law said, I'm Jimmy Kohr. A lot of people around York know me as Jim Kohr's younger son. And so, yeah, I started playing lacrosse in fourth grade after a long time playing baseball as a kid. I kind of wanted to get away from what my dad played and what he knew. And I had a lot of friends playing lacrosse. So I thought I would try it out, and I ended up loving it. So started in fourth grade and then kind of got into travel lacrosse over the summer and found a team based out of Baltimore that I really liked. And I've been playing with them since seventh grade. And they kind of made me the player I am today. And here I am, graduated from high school, off to Boston University in the fall.
Fantastic. And Jimmy, what, as far as the sport is concerned, there's really, how many different schools in the York Adams League actually have lacrosse? Obviously Central does, Dallastown does, some of the bigger schools. Who else has it?
So pretty much everyone does, to my knowledge, except for just a couple. I know Northeastern is one. That's kind of the only main one that I think doesn't have lacrosse.
I see. Okay. And what are some of the life lessons that you've learned because of the sport of lacrosse?
So definitely teamwork is one. I mean, you rely on your team. There's 10 guys out there at once, and then there's guys on the bench that have to be ready to play. So, you have to learn to work well with your teammates and kind of form a bond with them. And, throughout my years, I've formed bonds that I will always have, and they're very close with me. And then another one is just work ethic. Growing up, lacrosse didn't come super easy to me like a lot of other sports did. So I really had to work for it. And I was lucky enough to work hard and find a good way to get better.
Sure. And Jimmy, what position do you play in lacrosse?
So I play attack. So that's all offense, basically. There's three main positions in lacrosse. Well, I guess four, including the goalie. So there's a goalie, defense, midfield, and then attack.
Okay.
So midfield can kind of play both. Defense just plays defense. Attack just plays offense. And obviously you have your goalie.
Sure. And again, I'm just trying to get my head around it a little bit. How many goals did you end up with as far as your career is concerned?
Oh, career. I think it's upwards of 150. Obviously my sophomore year, I didn't have a season because COVID cut all schools and stuff in March. And that's when our season kind of starts. So didn't have that year, but yeah, I think freshman year I had 45 or something like that. And then junior year, I ended up with 56. And then I don't know how many I had this senior year.
Sure. Obviously a great career. And I know because I've been involved with the sport of wrestling, kind of the high water mark is that 100 wins as far as wrestling is concerned. Is that kind of the same way with lacrosse totals? If you get over 100, it's considered kind of a high water mark, or is there another?
Yeah, it's pretty much 100. I mean, so in lacrosse you have goals and assists that count as points, but the main one I think most people aim for is 100 goals.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, it makes sense. And Jimmy, who are some of your role models as far as lacrosse, being as far as a student athlete is concerned?
Yeah, so role models, I didn't have too many when I was super young, when I was starting lacrosse. But then once, like I said, I mentioned a club team. And that coach was actually a Hall of Famer. His name's Mark Millen. He's one of the greatest lacrosse players of all time. And he was definitely a big role model, obviously, being coached by him almost every day. How is he not going to become your role model?
Sure.
And then on that club team, I also had a lot of very good teammates. I mean, that club team we were consistently a top 5 team in the country. So obviously you're going to have some very good players. And yeah, some of my teammates have kind of shown me how to be a leader is one, and then just how to compete and how to work hard on the lacrosse field. So some of those kids are off to big time schools in Maryland and Virginia and Ohio State and stuff like that. So yeah.
Mhm. Well, now, did you say the club, was that down in Maryland?
Yeah, it's based out of Baltimore. So it's called
Okay.
Team 91 Maryland.
Okay,
And
yeah,
yeah.
because Maryland has certainly for a long, long time been a hotbed for lacrosse, certainly on the East Coast, without a doubt, that's for sure. Who are some
Yeah.
of the other good states where you saw some good players, Jimmy, that you competed against?
So Maryland and Long Island are the 2 main ones on the East Coast, I would say. You
Hmm.
can find some pretty good lacrosse in North Carolina.
Hmm.
And then West Coast wise, it's growing quite a bit. You can find some very good players out in California. Granted, they have to make a very long trip over to the East Coast for most summer tournaments, but
Hmm.
some of those kids are very good if they're willing to make the trip. And then 2 other West Coast states are Texas and Utah.
Okay,
They can have some very good players as well.
very good. Now, what do you plan on majoring in when you go off to college, Jimmy?
So I don't know for sure. I'm in the College of Arts and Sciences, so I can kind of see when I get up there what I like best.
Hmm.
But as of right now, I'm thinking finance.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Yeah, I really try to emphasize, with young people going off to college to, really think very deeply as far as, is this degree going to give me a marketable skill that'll be in demand? Because there's a lot of degrees out there where you really can't do too much with them, unfortunately. So, and what advice, Jimmy, would you give to any younger players that are up and coming, that want to become, hit your level of lacrosse, or even go past you potentially?
Yeah. So my main thing is just work hard.
Mhm.
Like I said, I wasn't the best in like 4th and 5th grade when I started, but I put in bunch of hard work alone is a big thing.
Mhm.
Like you're just gonna have to put in work alone, and that hard work will pay off eventually. It might not pay off in a month or so, but it'll pay off eventually.
Mhm.
And just focus on the little things in the game, like watching film and learning how to play your position specifically, and then other positions,
Mhm.
and just become as versatile as possible, I would say. And yeah, just focus on the little things, because little things add up to big things in the end.
Sure, sure. No, certainly agree with that. Jimmy, this has been wonderful. Any last second thoughts, and can you hang around for a minute or two when we get finished?
Yep, I can do that. No last second thoughts though.
No last second thoughts.
Yep.
All right. Well, very good. I appreciate it. And just stick around and we'll catch up here on the other side.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.